Nin explains. Depression Part 1. Do you really have it? Depression. It's the 21st century's biggest problem at the moment. But a lot of people confuse depression with anger. A lot of people confuse depression with feeling down or being sad. A lot of people confuse depression with just being hacked off with life. Before I go into the video, I'd like to point out 3 things. Whether you have depression or not, just know that there is an answer for it, and that you're not the only one thinking this way. Whether you have depression or not, just know that there's no shame in admitting that you have it. 1 in 2 of us has some form of mental illness. 1 in 2. That's half of us, and it's more common than you think. Whether you have depression or not, just know that it's going to be okay. If you want to be free of this, you can be. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen eventually. So how do I know if I have depression? Well, you'll usually exhibit more than one of these telltale signs. Some of these are more surprising than you think. Number 1, fatigue. Do you wake up in the morning, every morning, and just feel tired? Whether you've had 3 hours sleep or 30 hours sleep, the result's the same. You're too tired or fatigued to do anything. Tiredness alone isn't depression, but it is an indicator that you might be depressed. Number 2, change in appetite. Do you eat like a horse for no apparent reason? Do you try and fill a void with food and then feel emptier afterwards? Maybe you have the opposite problem and feel down so much that you actually don't eat at all. Or when you do eat, you throw it back up again. Changes to your appetite can be indicative of depression. Number 3, self-loathing. Do you absolutely hate yourself? Do you have negative thoughts swirling around your head? Feeling worthless and though that you're not good for anything? Maybe you want to end it all. This one's a pretty big sign of depression, so I wouldn't ignore this one if you have it. Number 4, numbness. Do you lack emotion? Have you lost interest in things that you used to enjoy? Maybe you've lost your sexual mojo. Number 5, introversion. Do you try and avoid people now? Do you go out of your way to try and be antisocial? Maybe you've started locking yourself in your room and not talking to anybody. Again, introversion isn't depression itself, but it's a big indicator of it. Number 6, erratic sleep patterns. Do you end up sleeping at random times, going to bed and waking up at completely different times every day? Maybe when you do sleep, you just don't. If you only have one of these symptoms, chances are that you probably don't have depression, but it is something that's linked to something else. Poor diet, lack of exercise, etc. But the more of those symptoms you do have, the more likely it is that you do actually have depression. If you figured out from this video that you do actually have depression, I'll reiterate what I said at the beginning of this video. There's no harm in admitting to it, there is an answer for it, and everything's going to be okay. Tune in to my next part 2, understanding what depression is, and part 3, how to solve depression, in the upcoming few days. But if you like this video, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Be sure to download my ebook, check me out on my website, follow me on social media, and ask any questions that you may have in the comment section below.